joining me and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Daniel fast. A lot of churches are embarking on this journey of the new decade, and they beginning of the year they normally go on a corporate fast with the church. So my church does it every year, and I know that some people may be new to the Daniel fast if you never attempted to do it before. So I first want to start off by helping you guys understand what is the Daniel fast. So in Daniel chapter 10, verses 2 through 3, if you read those verses, you will understand why Daniel went on this fast, what his purpose of doing this, and maybe going back a couple of chapters, you understand what was going on at that time. And Daniel, he talks about how he went on how he went in mourning for 3 weeks, and how he ate no pleasurable food. He had no wine, how he didn't anoint himself for 3 full weeks. And during that period of time, he also had a visitation from an angel, and the angel was there to encourage him and let him know that the Lord heard your prayers and your requests the first day, but it took 3 weeks for Daniel to receive that answer, and that was through the angel that came to visit Daniel. And so that angel was there to also encourage him and let him know that your praying and your fasting was not in vain. And so just a lot of times people, we go on fast, but we don't quite understand what a fast is. Some people don't really consider the Daniel fast actual fast, but regardless, it is a sacrifice, and it is a big, huge change in your diet. So just understanding what the Daniel fast is very important before you even decide to embark on going on this type of fast, because it can be challenging if you've never done it before. So also, when you're going on a fast, any type of fast, specifically the one I'm talking about today, the Daniel fast, you want to understand what is your purpose for going on this fast. So what is it that you want the Lord to develop in you? Because through this time and this process of you spending time with the Lord, He's going to be doing some development in you. So you want to draw closer to the Lord? Do you want to hear His voice? Do you want Him to move on your situation? Let's say, for instance, that you're going through troubles in your marriage or your family, or maybe your finances at work. What is it that you want the Lord to do through this time with your praying and fasting with the Lord? He might not, your situation might not change, but what is the change that is going on within you? So during this time, there will be a spiritual battle. There will be some spiritual changes. Your eyes will be open. Your senses will be open during this fast. So make sure that you understand what is your purpose of going and attempting this fast, and make sure you write it down. And you could even share it with someone as well if they're joining you with this fast. Prayer and consecration. What does that mean? We all know what praying means, but your prayer should be very specific at this time, dedicated specifically to what that you are fasting for. Also, too, when you're consecrating, you are setting yourself apart. So that means that you might have to remove yourself from some people, maybe from refraining from listening to certain type of music or watching certain movies. It could also even mean refraining from being on social media, anything that can be a distraction from you hearing the Lord speak to you at that time, because during this time He is going to be speaking to you. He's going to be developing you. So just remember that during this time that you should have if you have a prayer journal, you can do that, or just making sure that you're praying throughout the day. And so a lot of times for me, at work, I separate myself during that time. I might not eat in the lunchroom with other people. I might decide to eat in my room, or you might want to eat in your car, your office, whatever that looks like for you. Make sure that you are keeping that time with you and the Lord sacred. So tip number 4 is having a Bible study plan or devotional while you're going on the fast. YouVersion is a great app. They have a lot of 21-day fast. They have a Daniel fast plan. You can also research the internet for resources. You can research YouTube, wherever you need to do. Sometimes churches give out a plan during that time. or different resources. Sometimes they give you books as well, or they might be selling in a bookstore. Whatever it is that you decide to use, just make sure that you have something, a devotional or a Bible study plan, or maybe your own Bible study that you're already doing. Just making sure that you're doing it every single day during the fast. Just keep your mind focused on your goal. The food, which is very important because you are going on a Daniel fast. So the key to this fast is basically centered around food, which most fasts you're not eating food or just drinking water, but during this fast you're actually eating a certain type of food. So make sure that you go on the internet or research. You can also purchase books to figure out what things you can eat and things you cannot eat. I will link a list below of some of the recipes that I used during that time, and also some links to resources of recipes that I may have used in the past, that kind of food list that helped me on that journey of understanding things to do and things not to do. Also, too, another great tip is to join someone else during this time when you're trying to prepare the food. So a lot of times me and my friends, we will get together and we'll go grocery shopping. We'll go back to one of their houses and then we will cook the food. There's been other times when we buy our own groceries. We'll buy enough food for everybody, or maybe enough food for one meal, and we will split that meal up so that way we can have meals throughout the week. And then we will do the same thing the following week and then the next week. So yeah, so just make sure that you are being very particular about what type of things that you incorporate in your diet during this time. Accountability partner. I think having an accountability partner is one of the most important things to have when you're going on a fast, especially if it's your first time and you're not very sure of what to do. Sometimes you might want to give up. Sometimes you might feel like you're not doing it right and you just need someone there alongside of you to encourage you and maybe to go on this journey with you as well. So if you're doing it like many churches as I am, we're doing it as corporately, then try to link up with someone in your church. If not, maybe you can ask a family member or your spouse can embark on this journey, this fast with you as well. Also, too, even at work at times, I know that fasts are very supposed to be private, but there's been times at work when people know that I'm not I'm not following a regular diet. So by this time, I've done it about 3 years. Our church has done it several years, and it's like my third or fourth time attempting to do it with the church. So they know that I'm going on a fast. Or sometimes your body might go through some changes during a fast. You might let someone know, say, hey, if I'm not feeling too well, or you see me, sitting down a lot, or, I look a little discombobulated, then this is what's going on. And you can keep it private between that person. And it also has helped me over time as well, because I've let people know or person know, hey, this is what's going on. If you see XYZ, and then later on they ask me, hey, that fast you went on, how was it? I need to go on a fast, and it helped them too, and we would do it together. So just make sure that you have someone that can hold you accountable while you're going on a fast. That during this time you will have probably multiple dreams, loads of dreams, and you probably will experience some attacks during this time. So that is not, it's normal that if those things happen. I know that a lot of people don't normally speak about it, but you might end up having some weird dreams. You might hear from the Lord and you're wondering, oh my goodness, what is this? What's going on? If that's never happened to you before. You might experience some attacks in your marriage. You might experience some attacks with your children, at work, your car, your finances, anything and everything can happen during this time, because there's a spiritual battle, there's a spiritual war that's going on in the spiritual realm that you cannot see, but the Lord sees what you're doing, and also the enemy sees what you're doing as well. And he doesn't want you to embark on this journey. He doesn't want you to draw closer to the Lord. He doesn't want you to pray. He doesn't want you to fast. He doesn't want your spiritual eyes to be open. So please do not give up during that time if you experience any attacks or weird dreams, or things seem to be abnormal for you. Just realize that that is very, very common. So thank you guys for watching, and if you have any comments or tips, make sure that you comment and leave them below. And if you found this video helpful, please make sure you share, because sharing is caring. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.